What's going on, guys? It's Jonathan. Today I'm going to be showing you my new method of recording and editing drum covers versus my old way, and things like how to measure latency so that your drum recordings are in sync with the song you want to cover. So to start off, like my new method, my old method was simple as far as the equipment and software I had, but everything from start to finish was a lot more work than it had to be. With this new method, there are a few more extra things added in, but everything is still super affordable. My old method comprised of my phone as a camera, my MP3 player so that I could play along, my USB snowball microphone, and my computer video editing software. The issue with this method was that the drum recording and cover song were not automatically synced up, meaning that I'd have to manually sync them. This way of editing made me want to pull my hair out, because I wasn't sure where both sound clips started together, so I'd spend a ridiculous amount of time syncing the two in the video editor and wonder if I just sucked as a drummer, because unless I got lucky, the sync was still somewhat off. With this new method, the drums are recording at the exact same time the music I want to cover is playing through my headphones, which takes out all the guesswork. All I have to do from there is save the audio file and match it up with my camera recording, which is very simple with something as tried and true as the clap method. First, for audio equipment, I have my audio interface, which I picked up off of Amazon for $40 on Cyber Monday. I'll leave a link in the description for the one I picked up. I was skeptical, but for a simple one mic setup, it does a great job with the right tweaking. This plugs right into my computer via USB. Next is the XLR cable, which you can find just about anywhere. Just make sure you get one that's decent quality. I wouldn't go out and buy the cheapest one out there. Shop around. Finally is my microphone. The mic I use is the Audio-Technica AT2020, which I also picked up on Cyber Monday for $80. They usually run around $100 regularly, but always check around and get a good deal. Now, the headphones I use are these KAT percussion headphones. They're specifically designed for doing this. I don't know if they exist still, I've had them for years, but if they do, I will put a link in the description. Vic Firth also makes headphones like these that work just the same. For video, it's pretty simple. I use my phone to record it. I have a Google Pixel 5a, but just about any smartphone nowadays can record decently. Now, onto the software. So the audio software I use is called Audacity. It's a free to use software, and you don't have to buy anything special to use this method. Next, the video editing software I use is VideoPad. I went ahead and bought the professional version, but they have a free use light version, which, as with Audacity, you don't need to buy anything extra. There are tons of video editing software out there. Just a simple video editing software will do the job, since you'll only be dealing with 3 tracks at a time. So, here's how it gets done. Let's start with the audio recording. So first, you'll want the song you want to play along to and cover, which you'll drop into Audacity later on. I downloaded mine with a converter. I'm not condoning any illegal shit, but this is what I do. If you want to be on the safe side, there are tons of royalty-free backtracks you can play along to. So, you'll want to hit Edit and go to Preferences. Go ahead and click Devices. You'll see a few things here, but we're going to want to pay attention to latency. Leave the buffer at 100. This is the default setting, but we want to mess with the latency. To measure latency, this is what you want to do. Make sure the microphone you're recording with is selected. Mine is the line-in mic, which will probably look similar to yours. Select that. Now, go to Edit again and go back to Preferences. Go to Recording. There are a few boxes you'll need to check. First, check this one right here, and these other two right here. This will make sure the song you're playing is going to play through your headphones while the drums are recording at the same time. Alright, man, typically I don't screen record this way. In fact, it's my pet peeve when I watch other YouTubers do it. But Windows' screen recording feature is a fucking piece of shit, and it's just not working. I'm trying to edit this right now. I'm 3 hours in, and the video is just trash. So I'm just gonna do it this way. All right. So one thing I didn't put in because I'm stupid is when you go into edit and preferences, make sure that I already mentioned the buffer length. Keep that at 100. But at first, make sure that the latency compensation is at 0. Oh, we can start fresh. All right, so we're gonna want to generate a rhythm track. So go up to generate rhythm track, and we're gonna do 100 BPM because I'm slow. I'm gonna generate that. All right, now that we have our rhythm track generated, it's time to find our latency. So what we want to do is make sure we have the right microphone selected, which I do. I only have one. I disabled my internal mic. But this is the line 10. That's the one we want. And we're going to record. We're going to record and we're going to clap along with the click track. This will help us find the latency. All right, I pressed record. I can hear the click track in my headphones right now, and I'm just gonna clap along to the click track. So, all right, so just did the clapping. So on top here, we have the click track. On the bottom down here, we have the clap track. So to find the latency, what we need to do is go to the clap track, the front of it here, the sound spike. Oops. We're gonna drag it to the front of the click track. And the latency should be 143 right here. Should be 143, but I'm exhausted. I've been editing this video for way too long. So my clapping is a little off, but I do know that the latency for my computer is 143. But let's say your latency is 151. Down. To change that, we're gonna go into edit, to preferences, and we're gonna do the latency at negative, make sure it's a negative number, negative 151. Just as you can see down here. Click OK. And all you have to do from here is start over, re-record, and it should be right on time. Now, let's say if it's still off. If you're feeling good, you know your timing's good, and it's just a little bit off, what you can do is you can do what I just did again, and you'll have the number down there, just like before. What you want to do is you want to add that number to the latency that you had before, if that makes any sense. Like I said, I'm so excited. But yes, that is how you measure latency. Now from here, you can mess with the volume of both tracks so that everything is well balanced. Now, you want to export this as a WAV file, which seems to be the best quality. Now, let's plug it into the editor. So to demonstrate, I'm not going to be using the audio recording we just saved on Audacity. I'm going to be using the files that I saved for the drum cover that I uploaded today, so that we can put this in action. So, we have our audio, let's throw that in. Next is the video I recorded with my phone. All I need to do now is drag these two into the timeline. I have my video on top because that's how I prefer. Now, let's sync them up. Basically what you'll want to do is scroll in here and match up both the audio from the camera and the audio from our recording from Audacity that we saved. Now from here, split and trim. Now, just mute the audio track from the camera, which is right here, so that you don't have both playing over each other. Now save, and we're done. Now that is how you record and edit your drum cover. I know it's an earful and it's a bit overwhelming, but once you play around with it, you'll get it. Thanks for watching.